Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist. I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 277. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I wanted to just report that this is month number 9. Today, I started the channel 9 months ago today. And this has been just a crazy experience, crazy in a great way. And I just wanted to ask you guys, what are you waiting to start that you'd like to start, but you just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet? And for me, starting this channel, of course, I've reported so many times to you guys that it was like terrifying for me to do this. And I never knew what I was going to talk about, or I never funneled down enough what I was going to talk about. And you just start talking. As you know, I ramble about different things. And so as you talk, you get better and better and better. Well, my goal the next few months is to learn how to do better public speaking, not say filler words like and you know, and things like that. So I'm going to get better at that. That's one thing I want to do. But what happens, I think, is when you do something daily, it really just changes you. And I've always said this is working on me. I'm not working on it. That's not the only thing that's going on. It's like this is working on me so much. And it's been so much fun. It's been fun getting to know you guys through the comments and everything, and just seeing what resonates with people, and just the experience as a whole has been really cool. So I recommend you guys do something like this, or it could be that you want to start reading more. So read 5 minutes a day. I tell my clients, read 5 minutes a day, walk 5 minutes a day, like do something for 5 minutes a day even. These videos don't have to be longer than 5 minutes. I could do a 2-minute video every day, but I like to do a little bit longer. I like to keep people kind of out of their daily normal, like the fast-paced reels and the short form videos that we've gotten so used to. I kind of want to help people kind of get back in their bodies and get more present, and just kind of like we're having a conversation in person, and make it not be as formal and produced and like a performance. That's what I decided over the years, and then over the months that I've been doing this, that's the way that I wanted to do things, because I think it's more real. Not that maybe someday I will have fun with editing and things like that, and it'll be just fun videos. But for what I'm doing with this, I really enjoy just like having a conversation, like I'm talking to a friend. So, and this is how I would talk to you if you were right in front of me. So it's been really cool to do this, and I thank you guys so much for being here through 9 months. It's been life-changing in so many ways, and I would say that I just feel more confident. It's changed me internally to where I'm more present, and I then, like, as I am teaching you guys, I'll remember what I taught in the videos, and it not only reminds me of what I need to remember about all the things that I teach, but it also makes me more, remember more that I need to be that leader that I know that I am. I need to be the example. And so in my daily life, if I get out of character at all, it really hurts now. when I get out of character and I get grouchy or something, I can really feel it. And so that's what happened with my eye. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. I'm not going to get close. But it was draining today. So I was like, oh, I'm letting the anger drain out. It's draining out, physically. And it hurts really bad, but like, hey, it's okay. It's getting better. And I just took it as like, hey, I need to make sure that I'm in character. I need to process some of these feelings that might just be dormant, that I didn't even know were in me. And what if I were to let these go? And so I had a conversation with a client just a little bit ago. I was working a little bit later tonight, and we were talking about all of this, just law of assumption and Neville Goddard, and how there's no one to change but self. This is the biggest thing. And doing these videos, that's what I've really honed in on, is like, there's no one to change but me. Everything is a mirror to me. So I look at everything around me and I say, okay, what is it that I need to change about me and my perspective and the way that I'm viewing this person or this event or whatever it is? Same with YouTube. It's like, okay, if I'm nervous, let's say, which I'm not nervous anymore, why am I nervous? What am I nervous about? Like, where does that come from? What belief is associated with that? And it's just like this, I feel like learning about yourself and like mastery of self is just, you're constantly learning about who you are and the lessons that maybe you want to learn while you're here to, have the experience. So we're just having an experience. And if that's all we're doing, then let's make it as fun as possible. Because why should we suffer all the time? So we were talking about relationships and other people, and someone had told this person, hey, you need to change your perspective. Well, that made this person angry. And they're like, no, maybe you need to change your perspective, my friend, and it just didn't go well. And so we talked about how there's no one to change but self. And so maybe that person had the right idea. Maybe this person did actually need to change their perspective a little bit. Not for the other person's benefit, but for your own benefit. Because whatever you're harboring inside yourself, you're bringing into the present every single time. And so my point to that is, and I'm really bad about bringing the past and the present too. Like I'll just snap back to that old vibration, and it feels like it's happening now. And so we have to train the mind to remember that, hey, we don't have to buy into this old personal reality we thought that we had, this history that we had. We don't have to buy into any of that. We don't have to bring it into right now, because right now is all that matters. This is where we're creating from. And so if you make like peace your priority, or happiness your priority that day, or contentment, or whatever you want to feel that day, love, then your day can be designed around those thoughts and beliefs and feelings. And that way you stay in character. You're like, nope, this doesn't fit me. Like these thoughts don't fit me anymore. These thoughts don't fit peace. So therefore I need to let those go. And you're doing it for you, and as I say, as forgiveness is like, you're letting go of resentment for the other person. You're letting go of resentment out of your body is the way I look at it. It's like, it's not letting somebody off the hook. It's letting yourself off the hook, because you're hooking yourself if you're not forgiving somebody. And so this takes practice. And I think everybody, deals with this in their own way. And there's different experiences you might need to have along the way to be able to do that. But I also think that forgiveness starts with self-forgiveness first before we can forgive others. So we sometimes also hold on to, I should have done this. I regret doing that. I can't believe I did that. That wasn't really me. I don't know why I did that. Those types of things. We've got to just let that go, because that energy is not useful right now in where you want to go. I'm like, I can't create millions of dollars with the same brain that brings all this stuff in from the past into the present. It brings your energy down. I'm like, I want to make millions of dollars. That's my goal. So if that's the goal, or if marriage is your goal, or having children is your goal, or starting a business, or whatever your end goal is, it's like it starts with right now, and it matters where your thoughts and feelings and beliefs are currently. So whatever's active is what you're gonna, see your life from, that perspective, that lens. And so I said like, I don't know, hundreds of videos back, I think I said, put on your God glasses and see people through God's eyes, because we are part of God, of course. So we are God of our reality, as I say. So we got to put on the right glasses to be able to see people. But we got to start with ourselves. So put those glasses on and look at yourself and say, I love you. Say you're amazing. Whatever those, positive affirmations that you want to say to yourself are, start speaking those out loud to yourself, and you'll be able to hear yourself. So yourself hears yourself, and it's going to be like, oh, and at first it's going to feel maybe like a lie, but eventually you're going to be able to program that in, and you're going to actually start believing yourself, because it starts to feel really good to talk to yourself like that instead of the other ways you've been talking to yourself. Like, oh, I wish I would have done this, or oh, why did I do that? Or, the regrets and the self-deprecation and the blaming and all the stuff that we do, and the guilt. And so if you just stay in this generous present moment of abundance, that everything is right here, right now. This is all you need. You're safe in the now. Everything is right here. And you can decide, okay, well, I feel this way, but I prefer to feel this way. And so you just start shifting, and you start noticing, where am I at right now? What does my body feel right now? And what good does bringing the past into the present, what good does that have? Nothing, because it activates it right now. And so the past is literally present now. There is no past. It's now. There is no future. It's now. So if we're worried about the future, or we're regretting the past and bringing it up, we're not living presently. We're not actually living at all. We're kind of like half living. And so that's another thing to remember. It's like, do you want to live fully you want to have a great life, do you want to have fun and love and peace in your life and satisfaction, then you can't bring that old baggage. You got to let go of those suitcases you're holding on. You got to decide, like, with all your might, this is how I want to feel. This is what I want. You can't, find a solution with the same brain that created the problem, as Einstein said. It's the same thing. It's like, we've got to wake up and realize we cannot move forward with those same nasty, dirty thoughts that we've been thinking about ourselves and about other people. That's the other thing. It not only hurts us when we think negatively about another person, but it hurts them too, and they can feel the energy. So it's all about, that was one thing we talked about, was this person said, I gave this person grace. And I said, but underneath that grace was frustration and resentment and anger and sadness and disappointment. All of those things were underneath the so-called grace that we gave. So grace isn't always grace that we gave, or compassion, because there's other emotions underneath it. So you always want to check your energy before you just go along saying, yeah, I gave this person a lot of grace. And I used to do that too. And I still have issues in some of these areas too, where I've had to really, I think as you uncover one layer, then you figure out another layer, and that's just us, blooming. We're just blooming. And so it takes humility and letting go of pride and ego and all the things that we hold on to, and say, you know what, I know nothing. That is true wisdom, to say, I know nothing. And I'm going to piece this out and figure out little bits and pieces of myself. It's never done. We're always going to be doing this. We're always going to be changing ourselves, changing our perspectives. I think that's so exciting that we're never done. We're always evolving. I love that. Kind of takes the pressure off too when you know that, because you're like, oh, there's nowhere to be but here. And we're eternal beings, as Bashar says. He's like, where are you in such a hurry to go? Because you're not going anywhere. You're here forever. So what are you worried about? And that takes the pressure off too. I love that so much. Like, where are you going? So I think it's really important to start giving yourself grace first, start forgiving yourself first, start loving yourself first. And then you'll see what happens in your life. And also, this person was wondering about their marriage. And I said, you know what, marry yourself first. Like, don't worry about, as Esther Hicks would say, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. So if you don't know for sure either way, then it means it's a hell no right now. No need to figure it out right now. Figure you out first, change you, and then watch what happens outside of you. And I will tell you, the number one thing that I've experienced in the last 9 months, I felt pieces of this before, but I will say probably the whole 9 months has kind of been like this, but I would say probably maybe in the summertime at one point, it was like I just felt this extreme peace, and it's really never left me. And it just kind of came over me. And I think it was because I was finally doing the thing that I had been telling myself I needed to do and actually wanted to do for years. And that I was finally being myself and doing one of the things that is me. And I'm expressing myself. And so I want to share that too. Like, if you're not expressing yourself in some way that you want to be, make sure you figure out what that is and start doing it. And if it's hard to do it in full, do 5 minutes of it, or do one piece that might lead you to the next step of doing it. It could just be researching something. Let's say you want to get a degree. Well, just start researching first and start figuring out, well, what is it that I want to study? Or if you want to take a class but you don't have the money, research the class. Start thinking about the little pieces, like maybe drive to the place where the classes are. Just drive there and then drive home and act like you actually took the class. Or, just like little things that you can do that tell your brain, hey, this is what we want. This is what we're committed to. So you got to commit to yourself. And you've got to commit every day to deciding to change, deciding to let your personal reality go. Because remember, your personal reality becomes your personality becomes your personal reality. That's what Joe Dispenza says. Yeah, I'm a little tired, sorry. So your personality becomes your personal reality. So you can change that at any time, of course. And you can decide how you're going to feel. And I think there's so much power in that, because otherwise we're just defaulting back to the past way of doing everything. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that anymore. That doesn't feel so good. Doesn't feel so hot at all. I don't like it. So it's time to change that. But you have to commit to you. You have to make a decision that you actually want to do that. Because some people will be like, yeah, I want to do that. But then whenever it comes down to it, they just default. And they default so many times that they believe that they can't get out of that rut. So in order to get out of a rut, you just got to do 5 minutes of something. Or 60 seconds of something. Do 60 seconds, 1 minute for a week. Then the next week you do 2 minutes. And you just start to, basically you start to show up for yourself. And you say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Myself sees myself, hears myself. And then you start to develop confidence in yourself that, hey, I show up for me. I'm worth showing up for. So I've got to prove that to myself first. Like, I've got to do what I say I'm going to do. But also, if you're following your passion and something that is actually exciting you, then it's like you'll want to do the 5 minutes and it'll be exciting to you. So figure out what excites you. That's another great piece of advice I will say. Like, do what excites you, not just what makes you happy. It's like, what really lights you up? Like, what does being lit up even feel like? And start incorporating something that lights you up in your day every day. And then watch what happens to your life when you do that. It's awesome. So I'll let you go tonight, and I will be back tomorrow, of course. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you in any way, please share it with anybody who might need to hear this information. And please like and subscribe if you'd like to. I'm almost to 900. Help me get up there. We're almost there. I think the numbers, it's funny with YouTube. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but when you're almost at another milestone, you like lose a subscriber or two, and it's like, and then all of a sudden you shoot up over the number, which will be 900 now. But it's so funny. I lost one. I was like, oh no. So it's just such a fun little game. I love it. And I do look at subscribers and likes, and I look at all of it just for fun, but I don't look at it as like, oh my God, I'm failing or anything. It's just like this fun experiment. It's so cool. So again, if you want to start a channel, because I totally recommend it. And I will help keep you accountable if you need it. So, well, I'll be back tomorrow. You guys remember to love yourself. You guys are so loved. Say that to yourself in the mirror tonight if you haven't said it today. And remember to appreciate yourself. And because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.